without any further ado, we are going to get started with today's launch. And congratulations to all of the 1,000 Black family members already. Congratulations. Today is our birthday. All right, so I'm going to share. I want you to see if you can see my screen or not. Okay, can you see it?
Yes.
All right, so I want to take a minute and just talk a little bit about the 1,000 Black families, the why and the story behind the why. The why is that, I'm going to just take my time. So today I did a podcast. This morning I did a podcast with a gentleman by the name of Christopher, and he was interviewing me about my story. And in his interview, he began to ask, why is this passion? Why am I pushing so hard? Why am I going so hard? And what is that about? And I began to share the story about how, for me, this is not just about a good idea and this is a good program. For me, it's not about that. It is a great idea. It is a fabulous program, but for me, it is part of purpose. And so when you operate in the realm of purpose, things change. When you operate in the realm of, this is something that I believe God has designed me to create, things change for me. For example, you heard a little bit about my story, about the accolades of who God has allowed me to be today, but before I was a doctor, before I had any businesses, before I made my first million, before I had 2 businesses that created millions, before the Millionaire Mindset Sisterhood, before Outreach School of Real Estate, before me being an author, before any of these things, I remember being a girl from the projects, a girl from the hood. I remember being on welfare. I remember being homeless. I'm going to let that resonate. So when you talk about my why, I can't forget where I come from and how my life has changed drastically. And my Millionaire Mindset Sisters will be the first ones to tell you that I have always said that I don't think for a half a second that God has allowed me to break poverty using real estate, or poverty in the realm that he has allowed me to break it, for me to keep it to myself. Millionaire Mindset Sisters will vouch for that. And if you follow me, you've heard me say that before. I never ever thought that this was about something that I did, breaking poverty and creating wealth. I always thought it was for a bigger purpose. And so the bigger purpose is to break what I call the poverty curse. And so everything that I do works in that energy. The Millionaire Mindset Sisterhood works in that energy. Outreach School of Real Estate works in that energy. Outreach Realty works in this energy. And now 1,000 Black family works in this energy. And so with that podcast today, I began to explain to him about 1,000 Black families. And what I said about 1,000 Black families is that this is a necessary. And what I teach, when I teach mindset, when I teach wealth, when I teach about business, and when I teach about purpose, I teach what grieves you is an indicator of something you're designed to fix. And some of you that's watching today need to write that down. What grieves you is an indicator of something that you are designed to fix. So it grieved me when I continued to see those stories about the wealth gap. It grieved me when I continued to see the stories about the income equality. It grieved me when we talked about economic oppression. It grieved me when I read an article not too long ago, a few months ago, that the income gap and the wealth gap, and also the home ownership gap for that matter, was larger than what it was in 1968. Now, you got to go back. I wasn't born in 1960. I wasn't even born yet. But in 1968 is when it became illegal to discriminate in housing. So to be in 2020, right? To be in 2020 in the home ownership rate is less than what it was when they could legally discriminate against us was a problem. And so it grieved me. And so I had to do as I say and also operate in the spirit of working in my purpose. And I said, and I took it to God, because this is something that, once again, I worked on 5 years ago. that happened to mature right around the time of George Floyd. It happened to mature right around the time of Breonna Taylor. It happened to mature right around the time where we started talking about Black unity, Black love, Black equality. It started happening to mature about 5 years later, which is right now. Now, let me just explain to you as I dive in. Many of us know about this wealth gap, or we think we know about this wealth gap, and many of us know really about the income gap. The income gap is what media shows. The income gap is what you'll read about online, but that wealth gap is something totally different. The income gap is a comparison of salaries, and this is our why. The comparison of salaries compared from different ethnicities and different races and different backgrounds. So you can compare and say that the Black person will make $17,000 to the white person's $1,000. That's an income gap. That's an income equation. But when I dived in and really did the research on it, I read an article that started comparing the wealth gap. And the wealth gap is an equation. The equation is assets minus liabilities equals your wealth. So I want you to all to write it down. I'm a natural teacher. That's just how it is. Assets minus liabilities equals your wealth. So from that lens of assets minus liabilities equal the wealth, when we look at the wealth gap between Blacks and non-Blacks, right, and the whites, this is not a racist thing. This is just straight facts. For every $1,000 that a white family has, I'm going to give you a minute to go into that chat bar and talk to me. What do you think the wealth gap number is for every $1,000 that a white family has? What does a Black family have? Just give me some chats. Give me some guesses. Now here's the answer. Wanda, can you still hear me, or I'm being interrupted from the chats?
I can hear you.
Okay, good. So here it is. The wealth gap equation is assets minus liabilities equal our wealth. And so for every 1,000 of wealth from a white family, guess what we have? 1 penny. 1 penny. 1 copper penny. Not $1, not 50 cents, but 1 penny. A penny. Because guess what? We don't have the assets. So if you remove the assets out of the equation, you simply have liability. So many of us don't even have a penny's worth of wealth. Now that's some real statistics that was startling. And so now we can continue to talk about the problem, about the wealth gap. We can say this is a shame. We can say this is awful. We can blame it on slavery. We can blame it on redlining, which part of all plays a role in where we are today. We can blame it on the man. We can blame it on the president. We can blame it on the government. But I'm tired of doing the blame game. I want to talk about solutions. So where are the people at today that want to talk about solutions on how we really close this wealth gap? Where are the people that I'm tired of waiting for my 40 acres and a mule? We got to do something different. And so this wealth gap is what I want to talk about, the assets. And when we dug into it deeper, what they said caused the largest gap is the lack of home ownership. Now, somewhere along the way, our people of color decided that home ownership wasn't important anymore. Now, if you go down your thought process, I'm sure you can identify people who just didn't put a place of importance on owning a home, or it became too cumbersome, or we got burnt out because the government redlined us. But then maybe we got burnt out when we got those subprime mortgages back in the 2000s. When the wealth gap actually closed, the closest was in the 2000s because the home ownership rate was at its height. But then when the economy crashed and the housing market crashed, the Black families, the Black community was the only one that did not recover. And so here we are in 2020, never recovering from the housing crash. And so when we stop believing in the power of home ownership and when we stop making it important, we also stopped our generational wealth from happening. And not only is that something that I knew and I thought about and I felt in my gut about, but there's data that supports that. Is the home ownership. We started making renting okay. But I made a post today that renting is keeping us in generational poverty. So the solution is we got to get back our homes. We got to get back in the ownership position. We got to get past the problems and see the solutions. And I know most of our problems are credit issues. I know most of our problems are issues that are not explainable. Actually, data says 17% of the reason why Black families do not own houses, they can't explain. 17%, they just can't explain where this comes from. Well, I can explain it. It's your mindset. They can't explain it because it's the invisible thing. It's the invisible thing, the mindset, the reason of telling ourselves what we cannot do and counting ourselves out before we even start. But we got a solution for that too. We got a solution for retail therapy issues. We have a solution for that too. We have to make home ownership a priority for us to close the wealth gap. Now, I know that the partners at 1,000 Black Families, the affiliates of 1,000 Black Families, we're all in agreement. We're all on one accord. We are all purposely moving forward to close this wealth gap, and we're doing it by fast tracking the home ownership process. Now, our mission here at 1,000 Black Families is to close the long-standing systemic wealth gap by creating generational wealth and fast tracking the home ownership process for families. Now, again, this is not something that I just woke up with. This is something that I've been working on for 5 years. We started it in New Haven, Connecticut under my mortgage readiness program, and we have a lot of success under that program. When I initiated it about 5 years ago, it was always slated to go as a national program. It just happened to be right now in the perfect timing. Now, the purpose is to close this wealth gap. And we know that redlining, how many of us know about redlining? Redlining was something, for those that don't know, was something that the government did that refused to allow us to own houses or give mortgages in certain neighborhoods. And because of that, the Black communities were targeted. So because of that, we didn't have the ability to get a mortgage, so we didn't have the ability to own a home. So what we see today is residue of the redlining. So that's why you can go into one community and it's an invisible line. Like in New Haven, Connecticut, you can go on Huntington Street, and that's considered the Ville area. But at the bottom is where the values are low. But at the top of the same street, they're $1 million houses. There's an invisible line that still came from redlining. And so we weren't allowed to own homes. So that put us behind generational wealth. So while the white families were able to purchase homes, they appreciated, created value, they were able to send their children to college, Black families was in the projects. We were renting. We had no appreciation. We had no equity. We had no capabilities of sending our children to college. That's why we still have first-generation college graduates. Now, those are the problems. Let's talk about the solutions. The solutions is fast-tracking this home ownership process. And in 1,000 Black families, we have done it on average between 90 and 120 days and the pilot results. We have partnered with lenders that are in all 50 states, and we have FICO starting at 585 approvals. Now, 585 approval does not have the best interest rate, but it's not the worst interest rate. We have options for people. We, of course, want the FICOs to be higher, but if we're going to have a person that's in an emergency situation and they're making a choice between owning and buying, we have to be able to weigh out the numbers and the interest. But we do have the opportunity of 585 FICO score, which is amazing. That opens up doors that have never been opened before. We also have credit specialists that are working with us in all 50 states. We have housing coordinators that are working in all 50 states. And here's the other thing. The benefit of this program is also that the clients that come in this program that are looking to purchase houses, they not only will be linked with a housing coordinator that's going to help them. If they need help with credit, they're going to help them. We have lending partners that's doing 550 FICO. But here's the thing. We are giving them credits at closing to help them close. is on average 1 point or on average 1%. So if you have a client that comes into this program and they are buying a house for $300,000, this program and our partners will be giving your client $3,000 credit at closing so that he or she can help close that wealth gap. Now, let me tell you about our real estate partners. Our real estate partners are the best in the industry. The real estate partners that are in our network of 1,000 Black families are second to none. They care about our clients. They care about our mission. They care about generational wealth. We are all in agreement that we're not trying to give our people a backyard and picket fences. We're trying to give our people generational wealth and showing them the power of home ownership. The real estate partners that we have working with us today are all seasoned. They all have the heart of the people. They're all educated, and they're all ready to serve you as housing, all ready to serve you if you're trying to purchase a house. The Housing Act of 1968, we just finished talking about, and is even getting wider and wider. The solution is home ownership. Now, here's a way you could join us at 1,000 Black Families Movement. You could become a client. Do you want to buy a house? Are you renting? Are you staying with someone? Or do you already own a house and you want to buy another house, but you want to get ready? Do you want to be an investor, but you have some issues? Have you been denied a mortgage and now you feel like you can't get a house? Become a client of the 1,000 Black Families Movement. To become a client is simple. It's $179 one-time fee, period. And I just said that the clients that close our program, we give you 1%. So if you purchase a house of $300,000, we're giving you $3,000. So basically, we're paying you to be in this program. And so you can become a client, and we help you buy a house, and you're part of the movement. That is what we want to do. We are slated, and it's estimated that through this program, and this is where I'm going to just pause for a second, through this movement that we're doing, and it's 1,000 Black families, this is a collective movement. We don't need division. We don't need divide. We don't need crabs in the barrel mentality. We don't need no copycats. People want to copy what we're doing and want to break the unity. We don't need all of that right now. What we need right now is unity. We need love. We need to do this as a collective. Now, when we do that, magical things happen, blessings happen, change happens. Now, because of what we have already projected, now we've already got national media. I'm not sure if you've seen it yet, but national media started leaking out, and more media is coming out about this 1,000 Black Families Movement. We are slated. Now, hold your seat. Take a sip of water. But we are slated to be so effective that it is estimated that we will bring $1 billion with a B of generational wealth back to the Black community in our first year. $1 billion worth of generational wealth back into our Black communities in our first year. This is why we can't divide. This is why we move together. We're power in unity. All right? So become a client. If you don't own a home, join us. Join us today. If you want, the other way that you can join us is to become an affiliate. Now, affiliate is someone who believes in this mission, believe in this movement that we're doing, believe that we have a wealth gap, believe that this is our time, believe that we really can do this thing together. And you know people who believe in Black wealth as well, the promise of prosperity as well. But you know people who are tenants. You know people who want to buy a house. You know people who were denied. Simply share the good news about our program. And guess what, affiliate? You are free to join us. You're free to join the affiliate program, and we will pay you an affiliate fee for every person that you share the good news about 1,000 Black families, and they register. And we pay $30 for each person that comes through your affiliate link that registers for 1,000 Black families, because this is a solution to an economic problem that everyone's talking about. And then we also need real estate partners. And if you're affiliate and you know real estate people who are in line with this movement, then also refer them. And you also would get another $30 compensation for sharing the good news about 1,000 Black Families movement. And it's free to register. Now, here's the last one. This is the highest level. Become a real estate partner. If you are a real estate agent and you believe in closing the wealth gap, and you know that home ownership is a vehicle for wealth creation, and you know that you have that in the palm of your hands in your community, then we want you to join us. Now, we don't want just any real estate person working with our clients. We need real estate partners that understand the power of wealth and equity, and understand and hold our clients accountable as it relates to wealth and building our families. The real estate partners are critical and critical to this movement. And as you already know, we have the best real estate partners that have already joined our movement already. We have the best affiliates that have the heart of our movement already. And our real estate partners, we need you represented in all 50 states. All 50 states. And the benefit of being a real estate partner is that you too will be compensated for when a client comes to 1,000 Black families. 1,000 Black families, you will be compensated. And you can go to the website to get some more information about the compensation levels. And if you were referred or someone told you about it, there's a link that they can give you so that you can learn more about becoming a real estate partner. Now, what I want to do is talk about our clients. I want to, Wanda, can you see me? Can you see me?
Not yet.
All right, can you see me now?
Yes.
Okay. Now, what I want to do right now is talk to the clients and talk to the people. I want to talk to you about what has been stopping us from creating wealth, and how we can no longer, you can only change what you can no longer accept. That's what I'm going to say. So today, I believe that I have people on this Zoom that no longer accept poverty, no longer accept generational poverty, no longer accept being financially oppressed, but we understand that real estate is the powerful and the vehicle that create wealth. And you may say, Roberta, you ride for real estate, you ride for real estate. You bet I ride for real estate, because that's what changed my life. My first real estate transaction yielded me over $250,000. It changed my life. So I understand that first transaction is important. So that's why the clients that we serve at 1,000 Black families in our launch, we're going to make sure, our partners and our team is going to make sure that that first transaction that you make, that it sets you up. Now, I want to just speak a little bit, and I need you to hear me clearly. The first transaction of real estate can make you or it could break you. We're my real estate partners. Can I get an amen? The first one can make you or break you. And so it's going to change your life, because we're going to make sure these real estate transactions make you. We want you to join our movement. It's only $179 for the clients. Go to the link that was given to you, or if you don't have a link that was shared with you, go to 1000blackfamilies.com. Go there right now and register to become a client of 1,000 Black families. It's $179. There are no monthly fees at all. And on top of this, you're going to also get education. Now, I believe Zandra is here. Is Zandra on? Let me find you, Zandra. Zandra, let me find you right quick. Zandra, there you are, Zandra. I'm going to unmute you, Zandra. Zandra, you're unmuted. Say hello, Zandra.
Hi.
All right. Is this Zandra for 1,000 Black Families? I got two Zandras.
Well, I
Which
haven't
Zandra?
yet. I was just in your real estate class, so maybe it's.
Yep, it's another Zandra. Hold on. Hey, Zandra. All right, Zandra, the other Zandra. Are you here? The other
Yes.
Zandra, there you are.
I'm
There you
here.
are. Okay.
Hey,
This is
sister.
hey. All right. So
Hey.
Zandra, so there's been so many people who've been working behind the scenes to make this a success. Again, we have education, and Zandra has been heading the education department for the 1,000 Black families. So, Zandra, in just a couple of minutes, just share a little bit about the 1,000 Black families and the education portion that you have.
Absolutely. Thank you for the opportunity. I hope everybody can hear me at this particular point. So, I happened to run across Dr. Hosky's post about the 100 Black families, and I took the opportunity. 100,000, yeah, I'm sorry, 1,000 Black families, to reach out to her. And with that being said, it was a reckoning to me about how God moves in our life. And I started in real estate over 14 years ago. I was in a position of teaching financial literacy here in Raleigh, North Carolina. If you can't pick up from my accent, I'm from North Carolina. I'm a Southern girl. I am from North Carolina. And what I saw in that program was that this program was out here, but it did not reckon to people that looked like me. So I was in there teaching people about financial literacy and going into about how saving and budgets and what home ownership actually really meant. But there were not people in that environment that actually looked like my people. Not knocking anybody else, but else was in there that looked like me to benefit from this program. So it took years for me to continue to hone this seed, pray to God, and then Dr. Hosky popped up on my feed, and I was following her previously about everything she did, but when I say God is a rewinder of time, when he tells you when you're supposed to do what you're supposed to do at a specific time, she showed up at that moment. And I am so excited about being an affiliate to talk about the financial literacy piece when it comes to home ownership, because we can say we want home ownership. We can say we want a lot of things, but at the end of the day, we have to get the thing between our left ear and our right ear together when it comes to the mindset about financial literacy. What it really means. We as people do not know how money works. We don't know how credit works. We don't know how tax benefits can be a benefit to us with home ownership. And being a realtor, being for 14 years, and I dealt with developers. I'm talking about I manage $1 million properties, multi-family dollar properties. And I saw how other people that don't look like us were able to come together and make a thing work for their benefit, but we were the ones paying the rent to fuel their vision. It comes to a point that we have to get our minds together. It comes to a point that we have to get our mind and our heart to line up to say, hey, you know what? Financial literacy is a very important part, not for me owning a home, but it goes beyond that point. It goes to a generational thing. It goes to, and I'm a product of that generational thing. You know, I'm a realtor right now, I've been for 14 years, but at the end of the day, my dad was the first person to buy properties in my family. And at this particular point, we own an LLC where we invest and we own several properties, several pieces of land. And that was in one lifetime. We're landowners now. We're homeowners now. When the Bible says that the lesser shall be the greater, this is what this is the seed that Dr. Hosky put in a long time ago. And it's being watered right now. And I'm completely and absolutely ecstatic that she commissioned me to talk about the financial literacy piece, because let's take a point where we have minds together to know how money works, to know how real estate works. You know, I'm not familiar with the Zoom thing and the live thing, and I'm excited to be a part of this, and I will do everything that I have to do. You know, I'm looking forward to you guys showing your clients for literacy pieces when it comes to the 12 steps that we have for our financial literacy piece. I also look forward to doing live Zooms when it comes to just having one-on-one questions being answered with the financial literacy part. But at the end of the day, home ownership is the way to bridge this financial gap, to bridge this wealth gap. And I talked to Dr. Hosky because I did it several years ago, and there were so many people at that program that did not look like us. And I felt like God brought this back to me to say, hey, I introduced you to this, but I'm bringing you back to this through Dr. Hosky to show how we're supposed to get this thing going. Because we are not supposed to be the lesser. We are not supposed to be the lesser. You know, there's so many ways to invest your money and things of that nature, but at the end of the day, you have to look at what real estate actually, the purpose of what real estate is actually there for, you know. And I am a product of what my dad did. We have 7 properties that are actually paid for right now. We have several pieces of land that are actually paid for, and that's just in one lifetime. So I commission the clients to really look at what you're doing, to do what this program is, to take ownership of what this program is set forward to make a difference for your offspring. I'm a result of the offspring of home ownership. Do you understand me? I'm the result of it. 6 properties, 6 houses, no debt.
Love it.
Pulling off leverage for them. I can talk about this all day, but that's a good. Later. Do you understand what I'm saying? It brings chills to my spine about what real estate actually does. There's no stock market. There's nothing in the stock that can do for you what real estate actually does. And I'm grateful for Dr. Hosky for stepping out to saying this is 1,000 Black family movement. Because at the end of the day, where can you find a movement that focuses on you being comfortable, for you getting the knowledge, for you getting affiliates and realtors that are on page for the movement? Do you understand what I'm saying? On page for the movement. They are concerned about your bottom hole to a commission check. They are about you building wealth for your family. So I feel that at the end of the day, this has been a complete blessing. And anybody that does not know who God is, you're going to see who God is in this movement. Do you understand what I'm saying? He is getting ready to do something, this thing. He's pulled me out of my comfort zone. And Dr. Hoskin knows what I'm talking about. But he's pulled me out of my comfort zone. And when I say that he's getting ready to make the lesser the greater, this is what this is. So I look forward to work each and every one of you. I have recordings coming up for the financial literacy piece that we can all take advantage of for our clients, and even realtors are able to better invest to your clients. As future Zooms that are live, answer any questions have in place that may be able to benefit people at the immediate part. But this is a ministry. This is a movement. This is something that has been commissioned by God, and it has been watered by Dr. Hosky, and Dr. Hosky is watering into the rest of us, because I feel like, I know, it's not even a feel, it's a know, that this is nothing but God-given. And I have no recourse from that part. Do you understand?
Thank you.
Absolutely.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Sandra. We appreciate it, and we appreciate everything that you're doing. We appreciate your passion, Sandra. You are phenomenal. She has a 12-step financial literacy program that the clients will have, as well as access to live monthly Zooms that'll be taught by our real estate partners. So God bless you, Zandra. We thank you. With, of course, our spirits align, and I appreciate it. All right. If you can mute yourself back, I appreciate it. So there's so many partners that are working with us as we are pulling off this 1,000 Black Families launch. Again, go on right now. If you are a client, your real estate partner, the affiliate who invited you, to text you over the link so that you can register right now. Do it right now. The course, the right now is $179. It is for a limited time. This is the launch price. So after this launch, that price is going to go up. So you want to be the first in the door for the client for 1,000 Black Family. Now, please, whoever invited you, please send a link. And if you did not get an invite, if you came just from social media, then you can go directly to 1000blackfamilies.com, directly to 1000blackfamilies.com. But I want you to register, please, before the numbers go up and we hit our capacities. We're working 1,000 at a time. I heard Wanda earlier said that it seems like a hard thing. I'm telling you, it's an easy thing. I know this is something that is easy. I already seen the numbers that before we even launched. So we're doing it in brackets of 1,000, okay? So you want to be the first one in. So we have Zandra, we have Alia, which is my daughter, who has also been working tirelessly behind the scenes. We have Sarah, Estelle, who is out of Florida, that's been working tirelessly. We have we've hired, just so you know, I've hired 32 new people to work this program. 32 new people in the midst of a recession, in the midst of people getting laid off. 32 new people, and slotted to hire another 18 in the next couple of weeks. That's the demand for this program. I've also hired this wonderful young lady, Desiree. And Desiree, are you here? I'm gonna unmute you. Desiree has been selected. Desiree, I forget your initials behind your last name. I know you have your master's degree, but Desiree has been hired as a program manager, and she's going to be working with the affiliates and the real estate agents. So you got to imagine that when the real estate agents get involved, that there's a lot of work that needs to be done, affiliates that need to be worked with. But Desiree, do you have a couple of minutes, maybe a minute, to just share a little bit about yourself and just to welcome everyone for the program? Are you here, Desiree?
Yes, I'm still here.
There you
Hi.
are. Okay.
Again, I am so grateful for this opportunity. Thank you so much, Dr. Hosky, for allowing to be led to hire me. I want to thank everyone who's been so patient. Excuse me if you hear any notifications. My phone is literally being blown up by people registering. It's probably 1 per minute. So if you see anything on my screen, it's because of the constant notifications I'm receiving at this time. But again, I'm just so grateful. I am also working very diligently in order to change lives, change my own life through this program. I'm so excited to have this opportunity to close the wealth gap and work directly with Dr. Hosky, which again has always been one of my dreams. I want to thank you guys for your patience with me, for all our real estate partners for teaching me. You guys have been so kind, giving me tips on how to do different things. It's been all helpful. So I just wanted to, just for a second, come and introduce myself again. I'm the program manager for 1,000 Black Families. I know the program is 1,000 Black Families, but I have no doubt in my mind that it'll be way more than that. So again, thank you so much, Dr. Hosky. Thank you guys for the opportunity. I'm here for whatever you need. A question, I'm only 1 email away. If you have questions now, please feel free to, I caught up on mostly all my emails. I respond fast. So whatever you need, please let me know. I'm here for you. Thank you again.
Thank you so much, Desiree. We appreciate you, your work, your hard effort, your diligenceness. You are just phenomenal. So we thank you. You are a phenomenal addition to the team and to the family. And as you heard, Desiree said that the partners were giving her some encouraging words, and that's how powerful this is. We call ourselves 1,000 Black Families family, and that's what these partners have been. We have been 1,000 Black Families family, as well as just really being there as a support mechanism for one another. Now, here we go. go to 1000blackfamilies.com, 1000blackfamilies.com if you have not had a link sent to you and you register. We will not always have it at $179. This is the launch price of $179 is the launch price. It is going to be first come, first served. We're working in groups of 1,000. Now, if you are an affiliate, if you want to become an affiliate, go online and go to the affiliate. I'm going to go right here and share my screen really fast as we close out. And I want to show you a little bit on this site. And Wanda, let me know if you can see my screen, Wanda.
Yes,
Can
we
you
can.
see it?
Yes.
Okay. So when your real estate partner affiliate sends you a link, your link will go to this website. Now, if you want to know about what you get for the $179, this is how you register. So you go here to families register here. And then when you do family register, it talks about the program, how we're going to fast track your homeownership process regardless of previous credit obstacles. You're going to have a housing coordinator that's going to work with you to create your individualized home buying action plan. Upon completion, listen to me, you will receive a mortgage pre-approval letter. Now that is huge because many programs, when you finish a program, you get a certificate of completion that you could just hang on a wall and collect dust. It's not getting you any closer. On our program, you're going to get a mortgage pre-approval letter, and you're going to be matched with one of our real estate partners, professional real estate partners. Again, our real estate partners are the best in the industry. You're going to be partnered with them as well. Our partners, like I said, are the best in this industry. It's second to none. You're also going to be your clients and you, the client, and if you are a client of yourself, you also will get access to the 12-step financial literacy program that Zandra was just talking about. Effects of home ownership emotions. That's mindset. Benefit of home ownership, renting versus owning, assets versus liabilities, budgeting, financial planning, credit, income classifications, loan, debt to service, and it goes on. You will be educated. You also will have a back office that you can do your daily budgets on, your annual, monthly budgets. You'll have debt management tools that help you calculate your debt to income ratio calculations. And you will also have, like I said, access to our monthly training from our real estate partners. Now, our real estate partners are all phenomenal, and they can all take time if they want. We're putting together a schedule where they're all going to be pouring into the clients at 1,000 Black Families. Again, we have programs where you can get in at about $585. The cost is only $179. You get 1% back at closing as a credit. So if you get a closing back at credit, you bought a house of $300,000, you get $3,000 back at closing. The cost is only $179, no monthly fees, first come, first serve. So go ahead right now and register. Everyone should at minimum register. If you don't own a home, everyone listen to me need to register tonight. If you own a home and you're listening and you already own a home and you're just listening to see about this movement and how you can get involved, become a real estate partner. Come help us close the housings. Come help us close this wealth gap. And if you don't have a real estate license, then simply become an affiliate and still help us spread the word. Help us close this wealth gap. Help us do this together. We have to do this together. This is something that we do together. And so those are the ways that we do it. And you can go to 1000blackfamilies.com. Again, 1000blackfamilies.com. This is about unity. Thank you so much, Deressa and Diamond, and to all of the real estate partners, Wanda, for just holding us all up in deed and in prayer, and to my Millionaire Mindset sisters, my conductor, Raquel and Cherise, for pouring in. Just so thankful for each and every one of you. This launch would not have been possible without you. Now, as we close out, let us spread this word. Let's go blow it up, as someone just said. I don't know who that is. That's for, it says 30 minutes, 6-pack. I'm with you. It's time to blow this thing up. It is time to break the poverty curse. It is time to get generational wealth. It is time for us to lock arms, lock spirits, lock most our missions. Lock them together. We will not be divided on this. We will be unified on this. This we will be unified on. We will break the back of poverty. We will make sure we create generational wealth. The real estate partners are all trained. They all are educated. They know this is about breaking the poverty curse and creating generational wealth. There is no problem that we can't solve. There's no problem. There's no boundary. There's no obstacle. There's nothing that we can't solve. There's nothing. We are unified. So I am so grateful to the God above, and I'm thankful to the partners, the real estate partners, to the affiliates, to all the team, to the Millionaire Mindset Sisters, to my administration, to everyone that has made today possible as we launch the beginning of something so grand, so great, so massive, that we create massive wealth that, again, for those of you who did not hear it, is slated to bring $1 billion worth of generational wealth in the first year. And I'm with you, Kimberly. Let's go make history. I'm with you, Tamia. This is monumental. Let's do this thing together. I'm with you, Julia. This is life-changing. I am with you. This is massive action. This is right, Sharice. 1,000 families strong. And yes, Wanda, I heard what you said about the 1,000. Ask God for a hard thing. We ask God for this, and we know that God is going to do exceedingly abundantly above all we can ask or think. And so, yes, let's do it. This is kingdom work. I'm with you, Raquel. Yes, Anna, let's push hard. Push hard. As soon as this Zoom is over, go to social media. Tell the world about what just happened. Post hard. Hashtags are 1,000 Black families. Hashtags are 1,000 Black families. Hashtag is 1,000 Black family. Hashtag Roberta Hosky. Hashtag generational wealth. The overflow. Hashtag it. Tag me. The overflow. And as we close out, I'm going to close out in prayer. We touch and agree, God, in the name of Jesus. Lord, we thank you for this amazing opportunity to be able to pull back what the enemy thought he was going to dig a ditch for us. We thank you, oh God, for filling in the gaps, filling in the holes. And God, we thank you for creating generational wealth. We thank you for ownerships. We thank you for housing opportunities, God. We thank you for the hearts of your people nationally, that they will come together on one accord, God, that we can break this poverty curse, oh God, that we will be able to create generational wealth, oh God. This is not just about houses, God. This is about prosperity. This is about the promise being fulfilled. So God, we thank you for this movement. Bless this movement. Bless it exceedingly abundantly above all we can ask or even think. And we understand that is according to the power that works in us. And God, that power that works in us is faith. I believe it. I receive it. I know it without a shadow of a doubt that this movement will be something that shakes this world, that this movement will be something that the nation will recognize, that this movement will be something that will transform and change people's lives like never before. I know it. I know it to be true. I know it to be true. I know this thing to be true. Last testimony as we close out. There was a woman who was in our pilot. She was an older woman out of New York. She's close to 70. She never ever had a house before. She prayed for years and years and years that she can get a house and that she wanted a backyard. She never had a backyard because she lived in a city. She's close to 70 years old. Can I tell you that through the pilot program, she believed in this 1,000 Black families because she believed in the mission of unity, to believe in the mission of wealth creation, and believed in the vision that we had. Against all odds, and she's been in other programs before, she joined 1,000 Black families. And guess what? Just the other day, we were able to give her a pre-approval for $400,000. Do you understand that we were able to connect her with her family member, her son, and be able to give her a pre-approval for $1,000. So this woman who's been praying for years got her prayer answered through the pilot program. So she is now moving out of the city and moving to New Jersey where she can have a backyard because God said her latter shall be greater. Y'all don't understand what's happening here. This is more than a program. This is a ministry. This is a movement. God, yes, he did it. Yes, he did it. 70. And I watched tears come down her eyes. I watched her praise God because she thought in her back of her mind that this was a hard thing. But just like Wanda said in the beginning, this is not a hard thing. Ask God for a hard thing. How many people would have given up the towel? I'm almost 70. I never owned a house. Why buy a house now? It's too late. It's not too late. It's actually your time. This is the movement that God has called to break the back of poverty. This is the movement that will answer prayers of home ownership, generational wealth, and breaking generational poverty. This is the movement. And he is faithful. So let's do this together. Let's do it together. Let's do this together. Who's with me? Who's riding 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 with me? That's right. I need to know who's riding with me. Who's riding with me? Who's riding with me? Yes, who's riding with me? Who's riding with me? Yes, yes, yes. Now, I want you to take your state who's riding with me. Let's do this thing. If you are riding with me, I need to know what state's riding with me. Let me know what states are the 50 states that's riding with me. Ride with me. Texas riding with me. New York riding with me. Georgia riding with me. Missouri riding with me. Detroit riding with me. Florida riding with me. Maryland riding with me. South Carolina, Pennsylvania riding with me. Boston riding with me. New York riding with me. VA riding with me. Who's riding with me? Connecticut, of course, is riding with me. Who's riding with me? Atlanta's riding with me. Alabama's riding with me. Who's riding with me? Jersey's riding with me. Yes, riding with me. We're going to ride this thing together, and we are going to ride this thing out just to see what we're going to get at the end. I promise you the testimony of that lady of 70 was just a tip, and we're going to get many, 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 many more changes, including you if you don't own a house. I see Massachusetts riding with me, and I see you, Shaniqua. Florida says she riding till the wheels fall off. That's what I'm talking about. And yes, it's bigger than NACA. Let your client talk about NACA. You tell them about 1,000 Black families. Let your client talk about NACA. You tell them about 1,000 Black families. Let them talk about NACA, and you tell them I got a fast track. Let me tell you about 1,000 families. Tell them about it. NACA ain't anointed. My MLMS sisters, yes, they riding with me. NACA, knock them down, as Yashika said. Knock her down. I thank you for all riding with me. I thank you for today. I need you all to go to social media and set the thing on fire. Repost the flyers. Repost the flyer. And say, we just got off of this Zoom and we are on fire. I'm part of the 1,000 Black Family Movement. If you haven't already signed up to be an official affiliate, go ahead and sign up. If you're a client and you're about to buy a house, go ahead and sign up right now. To all of the real estate partners, send it to your clients, to all of your affiliates, send it to your friends and family, and let's ride this thing to the wheels come off. How do you become an affiliate? Go to 1000blackfamilies.com. 1000blackfamilies.com. We need to everybody. I repeat, each and every one of us. We need to bring realtors in here, and we need to bring realtor partners in here. We need to bring clients in here. This is a movement that we make move together. Let's make this movement move. And there you have it. There we have it. 1,000 Black families. The launch of changing generations, creating generational wealth, slated to bring $1 billion with a B of generational wealth back to the community in our first year. And I believe that God would even exceed that because it is so and the time is now. Let's make this movement move. And I thank you to all of y'all who says they're riding with me. Now let's go ride over to social media and ride social media, blow up social media, and tell them about what has just risen 1,000 Black families. To my Millionaire Mindset sisters, I love you to pieces. I love you to pieces. Let's get it. Let's get it. Let's get it. Let's get it. All right. Take care, everyone. Go to 1000blackfamilies.com. And if someone sends you a link, go directly to your link. And real estate partners and affiliates, go follow up with the people that you sent the link to. Go do it right now. I love you all. Thank you for the hearts. I thank you for the hearts. I love you too. I see the love you, Chieftain. I love you. I love you. I love you all from the bottom of my heart. I love you. And let's go ahead and be about our business. Let's get it. Let's get it. Let's get it. I love the hearts. I love you guys. I love you guys. I love you. Mwah. All right, Wanda. We signing off. Bye, guys.